Recording?
I'm live.
I'm live.
Okay. So, since this is a reunion of the actors in the future, takes place in the future, 2035.
It is the year.
Congratulations, guy.
2035. The world is exactly the same, except phones can do a few more things and still break.
And they're slightly larger.
They got smaller for a while and then got bigger.
And now they're rounder, slightly.
But I did hear that the latest MCU tie-in movie is coming out, And,
oh, yeah. Professor X versus Jafar. Avengers 36.
Yes. Yeah, and Robert Downey Jr. still killing it as Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. Although Jafar is Jafar is his brother in this, right? Like they updated the.
They retconned it.
Yeah,
brought him back.
Some purists were mad about that, but they adapt these things to film.
Guys, we've had 2,000 superhero movies in the past 20 years. I think the formula's getting a little old. We need to stop rebooting Fantastic Four. It's happened 15 times already.
And
I like the 17th one.
I said 15, Andrew. Get your continuity right.
Why should I get my continuity right when Fantastic Four can't?
Oh,
I think they got it right somewhere in the middle around the 8th movie when they finally made Fantastic 5. And they just started going just free from the comics.
Will they ever make a Fantastic Four 4? Probably
this
not.
One was. This one, Fantastic Four 17 was retconned to be Fantastic Four 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ignored the previous.
I think
they ignored the previous.
We got it.
We're good.
That was not a good opening.
Okay.
Segment. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all.
They definitely won't solve your problem. They're not quite the best guys for the job. In fact, they'll probably make everything worse. But they got the power, if not the skill. Not the brains, but they got the will. And not to mention they save the universe. They're the time guys. They're the time guys.
Hello and welcome to the future. I'm Adam, your symbiotic brother.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'm Vic, and I finally learned how to bend spoons with my mind, and then bent them all back because they're hard to eat with.
Look out for the Rainmaker.
And I'm Andrew. I genetically engineered an army of super mantises to sweep the earth of life. It didn't work. Let's leave it at that.
All right. And so this is our 4th episode.
You may be asking
what
makes a super mantis different from a regular mantis. Well, let me tell you.
No, it's all right, Andrew.
Regular mantises
wrong
can't
podcast.
eat
No,
a car.
Shh.
Super mantises can.
It's okay.
Victor is the topic holder for this week. So, Victor, why don't you tell us all about your wonderful theme?
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to GenreBot, the group writing machine. Yeah, see? Adam forgot to say that part.
Yeah.
So, our genre for this episode, another sort of specific, but definitely legitimate genre. It's a last hurrah movie for a bunch of old, washed-up actors. Now, if that doesn't just jump out at you right away, let me give you a few examples. Recently, there was Grudge Match with De Niro and Stallone boxing each other. Wild Hogs, Grown Ups, all those old comedians trying to be funny again for one last time. Last Vegas, bunch of old actors going, to Vegas.
It's like Lost.
There's Red 1 and 2, and of course, The Expendables 1, 2, and 3, and there's going to be more. The basic idea of this genre is that these actors were like really popular when they were younger. They did a lot of great stuff, and everyone loves them. But they're old, and they don't really do much anymore. And so they all kind of team up and do like some kind of big, like, go out with a bang movie that's supposed to be a lot of fun. And crazy stuff happens, like stuff that old people shouldn't be doing. you know.
Yeah,
And
I think the right phrase for it is retirement ensemble. Like we're about to retire, but we're getting all together to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure there are more that I've missed. They kind of fall through the cracks because not really many of them are like really successful, but they do keep coming out. They just keep making these.
They're interesting to watch nonetheless.
Oh yeah.
Hence why we're gonna craft our own movie.
Yes, we are.
Based in the future. Ooh.
20 years from now, in the year 2035.
I think, because it's kind of... I was doing some of the math out earlier on kind of actor ages.
Mm-hmm.
I was using The Expendables, for example, and not everyone in the Expendables movie was doing a lot, say, 20 years ago. Some of it was kind of more 10 years, more 15 years, little...
Well,
not everyone, but like...
It's not a perfect formula, but like we just wanted to do something that would lead to being kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we might tamper a little bit with that number if it turns out we're going to end up with like 8 80-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, do I go first?
Yeah, you go first because you did the topic. You did the topic. Okay. You go first. That's how it works.
Just what we've been doing for the past 3 times.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. So we each decided to choose 2, just on the off chance that we accidentally choose the same actor, and also because there's usually a group, you know, like I think 6, you know, between 3 and 6 is pretty good.
We should have at least 2.
It's interesting that this is more a type of movie than a genre.
Yeah, so it's kind of like we're going to start off with the cast of characters, of actors, more or less.
Then we'll pick
and then
genre.
Just kind of and go and pick a genre from there, and from there
something that would be amazing to see them all do when they're old. All right, so it's all right. So
it's kind of wish fulfillment, so not as story heavy as our previous ones, but we're gonna have some fun.
Here are my 2 actors, and I was actually really surprised because I went to IMDb before we started recording, and I looked up their current ages so that I could, you know, age them 20 years, and it turns out that they are both the same age.
What?
Yeah, they're both actually the same age, and they are Daniel Craig, the current James Bond,
all right,
who is now 47 and will be 67 in 20 years. And my other choice, the same age, is Hugh Jackman.
Oh, darn.
Oh, wow.
And I had to pick Hugh Jackman because he's Wolverine, and I think it would be hilarious if 20 years from now, when he's almost 70, he still looks the same.
Yeah, they've posted those shots of him in our first X-Men movies, and now he's still the same character after, like, what, 15 years?
And except
twice
actually,
the size.
like, more muscular. Yeah, like, he actually is...
he somehow gained a second Hugh Jackman inside him.
Yeah,
muscle.
No, seriously, he's in, like, his, like, you know, middle evolution or something. But anyway...
Just
he needs a
going.
moonstone.
But, alright, and then Daniel Craig, I just thought, I don't know, I guess because I keep seeing... You know, I keep seeing Spectre trailers, and Bond looks like it's going to be really cool. And I'm like, you know, Daniel Craig's a pretty old actor. You know, like I'm curious, you know, how, like, what's he going to be up to? You know, because he's also a good actor. He doesn't have to do action movies, but I just wonder, like, what's he going to do? You know, like, so plus him and Hugh Jackman on screen would be amazing. So, so there you go. There are my 2. So, next one, Adam, I think, is next.
Am I? Or does Andrew want to go?
Andrew went second last time, I think.
Right. So now, judging by the phases of the moon and the sun, if you divide that by 6, you feed that number to a duck. The duck gets heavier. It pushes a scale down. It lifts up another side, which fires a gun, which scares a mouse, which runs into the basket of cheese that you have, which makes the basket of cheese heavier, which then drops right onto Adam. Adam, you go. That's our determination method. Well, I actually tried it.
I actually had to do a quick pickup on my... I had a backup in case we ran into this situation, because literally my first one was Daniel Craig.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know why our minds were in the same place, because I'm like, all right, he's 100% going for some Avengers guy, some excess superhero guy.
I did pick Hugh Jackman.
So many came to mind before that. I'm like, all right, I'm going under the radar with James Bond. But it's okay. I had a number 2, just in case.
Well, that's why we did too.
All right. So my first actor, at the lovely age of 44, is Matt Damon.
Oh my
darn.
god, it's so obvious.
Oh.
We've had an inside joke for the longest time about making a movie with Matt Damon.
And fruit
I thought
costumes.
that this is, and fruit costumes. This would be the wonderful
Matt
opportunity
Damon would be grapes.
you know.
This episode just became my favorite one before we even recorded it. Oh my god.
How do you like them apples?
Yep.
Tagline for the movie.
Yeah, that's
right
the
there.
idea.
I hate that line.
I like it. But yeah, he's kind of, in his kind of is action-ish. He's getting a little bit off the straying away from action, but he's done some drama in the past. I think he's a good addition to the team that we're folding here. And now, bear with me for the second one.
Oh, he's got another one.
A lot can happen in 20 years,
Okay.
okay?
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Things can go... Acting careers, you've seen him, turn
it's
on
going
a
to be
dime.
Miley Cyrus.
Oh, wait. Can I guess before you say it?
Yes.
Channing Tatum.
No.
Oh.
Not bad. Not
Oh,
bad.
was that close?
It was close. The metamorphosis I'm picturing in my head is kind of like the one that Nick Cage has gone under in kind of the past decade or two. And he's a younger one too. I thought nice throwing a little young guy into the mix. The Expendables had one in the, what was it? What's his face?
Jason Statham. Or, no, I don't remember his name. Well,
little guy.
anyway, all right, this is killing me. Tell me who it is.
I don't know.
No, I mean, tell me your other...
Oh, sorry. Okay. He is actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Look, he started off in this weird kind of... People were kind of boosting him up to be this next big thing. And now he's in this kind of horrible dark ages of his
My
career.
roommate's alarm is him going do it! Just do it!
Which is, yeah, I think that he's going to give himself some advice in the next 5 to 10 years. To just do it, just get back into acting, and he's going to blow us away with some Nick Cage style, just kind of, he'll come out and he'll come back into the fray and show everyone.
Well, to go off on a tangent just for a second, he did this thing where first he's one of those people that you want to just hate, and I did. I hated him so much. But then he became so off the rails, so just unabashedly nutso, and started saying and doing things that are so insane that now it's I still don't like him, but I feel like the world is a sillier and more fun place with people like him on it.
Exactly.
So,
and even
it's
if
kind
he's
of how
in
I feel about Donald Trump.
Oh my god, yeah. No, that's actually a perfect example again. So yeah, no, it's...
Yeah, he's a funny little guy, and I think that, a lot could change in 20 years. He might only have a few years left in him, but still, that kid he needs to come back in some way.
And in 20 years, he will be 49.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need a little bit younger guy in the mix.
I've also got a 49-year-old in the year 2035.
Let's
yeah?
hear it. It's your turn.
All right. That was a great transition. I'd like to take a moment to applaud myself.
Go for it.
Great. Well done.
All right. Noted Twilight critic Robert Pattinson.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Robert Pattinson is a really interesting character because he hates Twilight, and it's made him a household name.
Oh yeah. No, he hated it so much he was mocking it in his very portrayal of the character.
Yeah, it was as soon as he got the money, and he's wait, I don't need to do this, but they're going to keep me, so let's just mess everything up.
I've been paid, so I'm just going to be completely melodramatic and ironic.
Oh yeah.
And he made that work too. There's got to be some hidden well of talent behind him.
I think
the vampire. He played Edward as this creepy stalker because that's what he is.
Yeah, he played it. He played it up as I'm going to be the most off the hinges. Might come to school with an Uzi tomorrow.
Right.
But it's romantic.
Vampires are their own Uzis.
All right. Well. Who's our number
There
6?
are
Who's gonna?
so many jokes to be made. Oh my god.
Yeah,
See,
we've
I
got
was
quite
unclear, I was
the mix
unclear
here.
about the instructions, and I wrote up a character for him to play, which we can change that since that's not the idea that we're doing.
Hang on to that. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, might
but
come
the
into
idea
play.
is that basically he's a vampire slayer.
Well, hold on. Who's your other actor?
Okay, my other actor is Chris Pratt.
Yep, that's who I was thinking. I was expecting 6 Chris Pratts from you guys.
Now, see, I wouldn't have chosen Chris Pratt.
I think
I've
he's
got more that I
he's definitely
equally
the
prepared
default
for.
choice for this.
Well,
He-
Chris Pratt, it's like, how?
See,
I don't know. How do you put him in a movie and he's not the main character?
but see, the thing is, like, his character, like, if we were kind of making fun of their career, like we did with, like I did with Robert Pattinson, that's kind of the vein I was going down. Like, Chris Pratt would be this actor who's forgotten who he was because he's been in over 300 films.
Nice.
Yeah, he's definitely kind of at the peak of that kind of big action. He's kind of like Matt Damon minus 5 years of his career.
They're talking about making him the new Indiana Jones. They're putting him in like all kinds
He's
of
in
other stuff.
Guardians of the
like,
Galaxy, he's in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, like I read a thing the other
Yeah.
day where like they keep offering him things and he's like, "Man, that sounds great, but I need a break." like there's so much.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
Who knows? He could have a Shia LaBeouf style breakdown in the next
Oh,
couple
yeah.
years.
by the way, Chris Pratt in 20 years will be 56.
Yep. I
Yep.
have a little Excel sheet here
hey,
doing all the
wait
math.
a minute though. I made a character purgatory kind of. See, I wrote up 2 more characters here to be played by 2 more actors. Now we can switch out Chris Pratt for either of them.
Well,
If you want,
I'm gonna leave it to you guys to
Are we
vote.
satisfied
I'm
with
gonna
these
leave it
guys?
to you guys to vote because I want to.
I'm willing to hear an option for Chris Pratt, but the other ones I feel like we really should keep.
Yeah. All right. So my other 2 were Sam Worthington, the guy from Avatar, and
Oh,
No.
Hayden Christensen.
Oh my God, no.
What? No.
I think we made a good mix of them. We kind of Shia LaBeouf fits in that same kind of Hayden niche, and who cares about Sam?
Yeah.
He's
I don't
no
like
fun.
Sam.
Really.
It's rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere.
All right. Okay.
But he'll be there if you need help traveling to a volcano.
You
There you go.
underestimate my power.
We've got all right, so we got our 6. There it is.
Yeah.
So
woohoo.
so notice we're definitely 3 guys. We chose 1, 2, 3, 4. We chose 4 action movie stars. A guy that's been in action movies and a guy that was in a young adult like teen pseudo love story.
That's good enough.
That's right.
So I mean like I don't know. I mean they're old in this movie. Like we don't have any kids here. So what would be a wacky thing for them all to be doing?
At this point,
What if they
let's
start
see.
a business all together? Or, like, not a business, but a group that accomplishes the same thing? Like, they could be a paramilitary
Well,
unit. They could be librarians. They could be, like, on a boat, maybe.
let's try not to tread familiar ground. So, Expendables, the lot of them, they're a group of mercenaries, right? They're like kind of old mercenaries from back in the day, but they're still doing merc stuff now. They came back for it. Then they're kind of like a special ops team. Red is I think an acronym for retired. 2 other words that mean like, oh, we're dangerous people, kind of almost assassins maybe. So those are kind of the niches that those movies fit in.
Well, let's see. We could do because like obviously these movies always have this like undertone of like doing it. It's like okay, like we all know that what makes this movie so interesting to start with is that these actors are not young anymore and like, you know, they're still cool, but they're mostly cool because of what they did before. And that always comes through in their characters. Like, there's always...
They're always trying to rekindle
Yeah, they're
that.
always like, oh, the glory days. Even Expendables, like, oh, man, we used to really kick some ass, yeah, let's go kick some more ass, yeah, like...
Yeah,
So-
the funny thing about the Expendables is that I was reading the Wikipedia article on them, and the funniest thing is that they all have the most just forgettable names of their characters, because their characters don't have
No,
names.
because
They're
it's Sylvester Stallone and Mickey Rourke and
if
Dolph
I were-
Lundgren and...
If I were writing that movie, I would
Yeah.
just use their regular names.
Yeah, like, no one
Yeah.
cares, like...
Yeah, you're not like, hey, how's it going, Barney Ross?
Oh wait, no.
I really liked your
all
portrayal
the names,
in that
all
movie.
the names, I remember this. They're all like really silly, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got a list here. What we have, Yin Yang is Jet Li, Lee Christmas, Toll Road, Hail Caesar is what Terry Crews'
That's
name is.
Hale.
Yeah, Willis is Mr. Church, and you just have a lot. Jean-Claude Van Damme, his name was Jean. It's Villain.
Oh, villain. Max Renegade is
no,
more
no,
creative
no.
than that.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Harrison Ford was Conrad Stonebanks. Which, it sounds like kind of the names that we've been coming up with, except just less energy and effort
Yeah.
put
Except they were in an actual movie.
in. yeah, exactly.
Hank Power is a much better name than friggin' Hail Caesar.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Alright, I don't have the genre of movie yet, but
No,
here's
it's
what
not.
I'm thinking. I'm
Okay.
thinking that what we do is we actually take all of the stereotypes for these actors and put them upside down. So like Chris Pratt, instead of being like that guy that everyone just wants to hang out with because he seems like the most down to earth friendly person,
Oh, he's
is a complete ass. Like he's like he might even be the villain. Like just no one can deal with him. And Shia LaBeouf and Robert Pattinson are two people that today you see on screen and just want to punch. So I think they should be like really funny. Like they're the same age, so like they should maybe be like, I don't know, like maybe just two maybe brothers or something, and they're always like making jokes and they're like super cool. Like, and they're really
Yeah, they're enjoyable.
yeah, and then
Unlike the...
yeah, and then like Daniel Craig is always like super serious and like like that angry look of like don't mess with me because I'm Daniel Craig, and like I think he should be something ridiculous like a drunk or like he's always laughing or you know what I mean, like it's like you wouldn't even recognize him.
maybe like a clown.
And yeah, and then
No, like
Hugh
kindergarten
Jackman,
teacher.
and Hugh Jackman, I kind of want him to, like I said, I want him to just look the same as he does now, and not even like realize.
Which they can do that in the future. They did it in Ant-Man.
Mm.
Maybe they'll be able to do it for a whole movie.
And Matt Damon, I don't know. I don't know what I want him to do.
He's the wild
Yeah,
card.
he's our wild
That
card.
wily Matt
He
Damon.
can do anything, whatever we need him to do.
They kind of did
He's-
that with
He's the
Interstellar.
hero. He's the hero that this movie deserves.
They kind of did that with Interstellar, where like he was playing all these characters like Will Hunting, where he's like kind of the cool guy who's too cool for this situation, and like he's kind of the protagonist. And then in Interstellar, he's kind of the slimy villain.
Matt Damon's
Yeah.
a very versatile actor. He can pretty much do whatever you want him to do.
He could be.
In
wait,
Elysium, he
guys,
was just kind of this disgruntled hero, and then in what was the
guys,
other one?
I got it.
The Bourne movies is like this tough action
Wait,
guy.
guys, I got it. We get some fruit costumes and make a movie with Matt Damon.
That's we're getting
Oh
there.
my god! Wait,
We're
wait!
just-
I think I have it.
All right.
Oh,
I think I might have it. It's like an old school style, because maybe 20 years from now they decide to start going back to when movies were good. And
or reboots.
Yeah.
More reboots. We're rebooting the reboots.
Oh no!
It's RoboCop.
All right, hold on.
I have my
got it.
choice of genre
So,
for the next episode.
1/16th man, 1/16th robots.
1/16 man, 1/16 robot, 1/16.
1/8 cop. 1/16th better man, 1/16th.
All right, hold on.
and so
So
forth.
here's what I'm thinking. It's an old school styled mob movie.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Yep, mob movie, and
The first thing that went in my head was Western, but I'm like, that's a much better setting.
it's a mob movie. And like I said, Chris Pratt, I think, needs to be some real slimy, like I don't know, like anti Mike Corleone, where instead of trying to control the mob, he starts kind of taking it apart, maybe forms like a rival mob or something. And he's just really nasty. And then I picture like Shia LaBeouf and Robert Pattinson being like the two. I mean, they're both going to be 49, so I picture them being like, okay, they're older, but like they would be like those like I'm trying to think of a scene. Like, okay, in The Departed, you know how like the two guys are standing outside and they're like, they're not looking at us, they're a cop. You know, and then, hey lady, look, what kind of dog is that? Oh, she didn't look, she's a cop. And like it's funny, like they crack jokes and stuff. I think they would be just like that. Like they would be like the sort of comic relief side character mobsters.
Yeah, but they're secretly like really just dangerous and tough to be around. Like, they have this funny mob jokiness to them, kind of like in what was it, Goodfellas? Like had a lot of that. Few characters like in that vein.
What if we keep like kind of an undercurrent going that like just drop some hints that Robert Pattinson's character might be a vampire slayer?
Well, actually, that's the beauty of it, is that mobsters always have some kind of nickname. So he could be like we can call him Eddie, because like Edward Cullen. He can be like Eddie something Fangs.
Eddie Sparkles.
Eddie,
Sparkles. It's really ironic name.
Sparkles.
Hold on. We'll call him Eddie Cullen, just whatever.
Nah,
and he'll be like, haha.
Sparkles,
very on the nose. I like Eddie Sparkles.
Listen, but the Sparkles part has to be his nickname. He has to have a character.
Oh,
he has
to
have a character name. So I'm saying, like, we'll name him after the vampire, and they'll call him Sparkles, and the whole movie he'll just bitch about it.
That's his nickname that he got early in the mob, and then they keep calling him.
And then like Shia LaBeouf can just like antagonize him, and be like, "Oh, what's the matter, Sparkles? Like, I will kill you. I will bite out your throat."
That's good.
Yeah, that's what we need. I like a really cool nickname for everyone, or just an ironic, funny nickname.
I want to see a scene where it's like Shia LaBeouf just comes in, and they're like, "Hey, what's that, Sparkles?" And he's like, "I told you not to call me that. Don't look." And it's just like he pushes a box underneath his desk really quick, and it's like a steak and garlic.
Shia LaBeouf, his nickname should be Even Steven.
Little on the nose.
A show.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Sparkles is not on the nose.
No, it's not. Not as much as calling him the character from the movie.
They don't say in the movie, "Oh, hey, everyone's sparkling. This is odd." They say that's kind of an offshoot comment.
Well,
it's like calling Shia LaBeouf,
what if you call him like Indie Junior Transformers Man?
I was just gonna call him Nike.
So hold on. All right, so let's keep going with our format here. So
Nike is a girl's name.
So we got Chris Pratt as some sort of villain. We got our two just kind of henchmen guys, Shia LaBeouf and Robert Pattinson.
Uh-huh.
I'm picturing Daniel Craig. Oh my God, even better. He's not even a mobster. Daniel Craig, I picture being like the bartender where they always meet.
Oh,
and
really?
he's like he's got like a big belly, and he's always happy and like joking around.
Like we put him in a fat suit.
You see, what came to mind for him was he'd be the. I thought someone associated with the police, in like the police force, kind of
maybe
was hot fuzz style of just kind
maybe
of
that could be like a twist at the end.
Oh,
like he's the bartender, and the whole time he's been spying on them because he's undercover.
He's been undercover.
And the fat suit is also part of his cover. Like he's not even fat. He just decided that would be a good idea.
We could do that.
Yeah, that's fine. And Hugh Jackman and Matt Damon, they're the two that we have to work into this format. All right, maybe one of them could be the mob boss on one side, Chris Pratt's rival mob boss.
Okay.
And maybe one of them could be aligned with Chris Pratt.
Oh wait,
well,
are we doing
kind of two on that side,
are we
three
doing
on the other?
for Hugh Jackman's nickname? What if it's like Fuzzball or something?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Hmm.
What do you call those? It's like claws, except something that's not as cool.
They call him the X-Man.
Okay, right now we gotta shop these nicknames.
All right,
We're selling for really mediocre, not so good stuff. We got
All
each
right.
one of them needs
All right, hold on.
a good, solid nickname. Let's.
So hold on, Robert, definitely Sparkles for Pattinson.
All right, that's perfect. I'm writing that down
All right.
in bold.
Shia LaBeouf. What do we call him?
He was involved with Transformers like robots.
Johnny Five.
Wait, how about some instead of a movie reference? How about we make it some kind of jab at like him, like.
You could call him. Remember how he did that thing where he hit the bag on his head and he said, "I'm not famous anymore."
You can call him like.
You just call him Baggy.
Call him like Nobody or something.
What about the Beef? Yeah,
The Beef.
because his last name is LaBeouf,
No.
which is pretty much French for the beef.
Little too on the nose. I like the idea of calling him Beef because he's never going to be a big muscular guy. Like that. That's a ironic nickname for a henchman.
Something
He's like,
tells
hey,
me-
Beef, come in
something
here.
tells me
And he's
that-
just this little scrawny guy.
Something tells me he would probably think that's a pretty great nickname. So we
All
can
right,
use that.
I think
He would
I think
want
Beef,
people to call
Beef
him
works.
that in real life.
Daniel
Yeah, I'm Beef from now on.
Daniel Craig, the
Legally change his
undercover
name to Beef.
bartender cop. Why don't we have his name be something just really silly, like something like
Well, he said bartender, so it could be but they have the glasses and they clink them together. He's shaken, not stirred. He could be
oh my god, we can make so many
Martini?
jokes. Well, no, like he needs to have like a friendly bartender name, like like Seamus or something, or like.
I was
old,
also thinking of like a gratuitously Irish name for some reason.
like Old Bobby or something. Just something really derpy and friendly.
What kind of super Irish name were you thinking, Andrew?
Something like O'Houlihan, but like even more. So,
He's British though.
well, yeah, but he would play Irish because what's the opposite of
Reginald.
British?
Listen, last weekend I saw a Scottish man play an Egyptian man in a movie filled with Scottish men.
That's true. Okay.
Where the main character was a Frenchman playing a Scottish person playing an American.
We're
Yeah.
okay with whatever we do.
All right, so we'll make him an Irishman. We can call him. Yeah, we can call him Houlihan or I don't know, McFeeny or
Sm-
something. I don't know.
What's that? Mick.
McFinnigan. Something that sounds like it could be
Just-
in a limerick.
Finnegan is pretty good for it. Yeah, just call him old Finn.
Finn. Got it.
Oh, and for his
Yeah, there
big
you go.
action
Done.
scene, like we could do some Dropkick Murphys. They're actiony thing.
All right, so hold on. How about Chris Pratt? He needs to have a very not friendly sounding name.
Kyle
I was
Danger.
I'm thinking.
Wait. Can we call him the Raptor?
I was going to say something related to Jurassic
about
World.
for Rapture?
Something just kind of
Or
Scales.
maybe just his character's
Feathers.
name is Rex. Rex is a good villain name.
Yeah,
it's not bad. Where it's kind of
but then his name should be something like his code name should be something else besides Rex.
Rex is one of those names that like he's kind of that 8th grade vocabulary, not 8th grade, 8-year-old vocabulary
Well,
of like this is cool. I'm going to call it Rex. Rex Shadow.
When I see him, I still always think of Andy from Parks and Rec. I'm trying to think what would be like a funny nod to that. Well, like I said, he's evil though.
Right.
So
It has to be something.
Wait, what was
not
his
so-
name?
call him
from,
like the Claw or something.
Wasn't he did like a character on Parks and Rec? It was like a secret agent character named Johnny Karate or something.
Well, one of them was Johnny Karate. The other one was Burt Macklin.
Oh, right, Burt Macklin.
Burt Macklin, FBI.
Can we just make his name Burt Macklin?
No,
No,
we can't.
it's too
Can
too
we?
good.
Though?
No.
Can we?
No.
Everyone will have forgotten
Andrew,
in 20
there's
years.
there's a reference and then there's an homage. We're doing an homage, man.
Fine. I really want to see the Burt Macklin movie.
Yeah, but you don't want him to go bad cop because that's what basically bad cop mobster. That's what he is right
Burt
now.
Macklin would never do that, and Chris Pratt would not stand for it.
Okay, good point.
Nope. I think you're on to something with Jurassic World, like kind of raptor, kind of. Andrew, you're the dinosaur
How about-
vocab
yeah,
call him
guy.
like
Crap.
the
How do I not-
reptile.
Okay,
Reptile?
well,
Yeah,
here's
we'll call
the
him,
thing
like-
about reptiles. They're a paraphyletic group I don't like them. I don't like their characters. I don't like the word reptile.
Andrew, we're looking for a 1 to 2 syllable word.
Okay.
I think the reptile is a pretty good name for our villain, and for Chris Pratt, I think it's pretty good too.
Oh wait, what's the name of the snake in the Garden of Eden? I know some
serpent,
but in like some weird,
didn't that
like
serpent
some
become
weird,
Beelzebub?
some weird deuterocanonical texts.
Something like that.
Like it would be, like the serpent is actually given a proper name.
You can just call him Slither.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's push this forward a little bit. In fact, why don't we skip nicknaming Hugh Jackman and Matt Damon? Let's just go with what we have, and let's start working on the story.
Sounds good.
We can be on track here.
We spent a little bit of time on that.
Well, it's okay.
But we had to. We had to.
It's okay because this is different than our other episodes because we're kind of discussing more generally the framework of this movie because really, like, I don't know, half of these movies is just getting all these actors to be in the same place.
Yeah, no excess money on special effects or script writing.
Right.
It's just the majority of the budget, like 80%, getting all these people in the same place.
Yeah, and I kind of picture it being very tongue in cheek. Like it'll follow the mobster movie format, but
pretty much to the T.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe that format for us so that we could just kind of go off of that?
Okay. I'll try to explain it very simply. Okay, so a mobster movie usually is about kind of the ambiguous moral ground involved in being a mobster. That's always kind of a driving force in those movies. I think Godfather, of course, but then there's I think The Departed actually is a decent mob movie. Oh my God, there's so many. I get the names confused.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. What's that other one with De Niro and
Grudge Match.
No. The point is, it's always kind of about how the mob has these things that seem really good. There's these great benefits, but there's always betrayal. There's always these really messed up politics, and there's always a lot of danger involved. And and there's usually some character that's kind of caught in the middle and not really sure what the right thing is or what they should be doing. So that's always kind of like the character you follow. And mob wars are always nasty. Sometimes, legacy is a big thing in mob movies. Like, oh, we've been after you for a long time, or oh, we've been enemies for years, and they get very dramatic, which is why it would work for a comedy. It could be kind of very melodramatic, and especially with this collection of actors, it could be great. Like what I picture is like 20 years from now, there's probably going to be a whole new generation of young actors to pluck from. So there'll be some main character that wants to be a part of the mob, and there could be...
And so he goes to...
Yeah, it goes to Matt Damon.
Hugh?
Maybe Matt Damon's like our mentor character, and he could be kind of questionable, because that's always another thing, is twists and turns. Like Matt Damon was your friend, but then it turns out that he was working for Chris Pratt, the reptile, or whatever.
Oh no, Matt Damon's always my friend.
Right.
And Hugh Jackman's kind of the elder. No, he's got 3 years on him. Hugh Jackman's.
I'm thinking
that's not quite right.
I'm thinking Hugh Jackman could be. I'm thinking Matt Damon could be like the second-hand man to Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman's like the main mob boss.
Yeah, just massive district.
Yeah.
Just kind of all the power and glory is in like his hands.
And the whole thing could be like Chris Pratt trying to take him down, because that's kind of what's going on now, where it's like Hugh Jackman just can't make a movie that everyone doesn't go to see, and Chris Pratt's kind of like an on the rise young actor, kind of, you know what I mean? And
I can do it this time, coach.
And they're both in Marvel movies now. Like I could see that being kind of funny, and
we can have our new young protagonist kind of almost torn between these two worlds, maybe getting offers from both sides.
Yeah, and
trying to decide.
Daniel Craig, like that's another thing in mob movies. There's always a secondary plot that involves the police. Like how much it's involved kind of varies from film to film, but it's always like the police are trying to do something to infiltrate them, or something, or maybe
Yeah, perhaps this new actor, this new protagonist, he's got his Daniel Craig's the one he goes to like for advice or like kind of between kind of to relay this information about I'm having a hard time with this. You kind of maybe took me in. Maybe you're like the father figure in my life.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get. It's not that I'm trying to get a new father, but it's just like I need money, man. I need to get work in this messed up town. This is the only place where you can get work. Working with the mob, stealing from corporations, and doing the slings in the parking lot.
Can Matt Damon's mob nickname be Johnny Appleseed? I don't know why. I just think that would be fun.
Can Matt Damon be in a fruit costume for the whole movie?
I'm working on making that happen. It takes time, Andrew.
No, he just wears a
Andrew,
fruit costume and no one acknowledges it. She's just grapes for the whole movie.
I've got it. They, at some point... No, that's never going to work. Andrew, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
No, they have to go... They have to, like...
Wait. What if there's a scene...
Wait. Okay, go.
What if there's a scene where there's some kind of disturbance in public, or some kind of fight or shootout or something, and like a fruit stand or something, somehow fruit ends up all over Matt Damon, and then then
he's like, I need to become a mascot.
No. At that moment, like the news pulls up and he ends up on camera covered in fruit. The end. I don't know.
But wait, what if that happens in like the prologue, and so then he decided, like, he was in his Matt Damon study, and he looks out the window, and he's like, yes, father, I shall become a fruit. And he just, like, dresses like an apple, and he's like the apple version of Batman.
Or, if you want to...
Andrew, how many mob movies have you seen?
I have seen trailers for so many.
Based on what I'm hearing. But, like... honestly, we could just have him, like, eating fruit in every scene he's in.
I think that's a funny gag.
That's easier.
Just no reason. He's just munching on an apple, especially when he's delivering like a really like deep I'm your father now.
Just always eating an apple or some kind of fruit just in every scene, and I think that's better. So we'll do that. And what's his nickname? He's gonna have a friendly.
Wait, what if they just like they accidentally get caught up in like a theater or something, and like they have to disguise themselves? So they just grab random costumes.
Okay, Andrew. They'll disguise themselves in a theater.
All right.
And
like we need to
beginning of second act just to check that box off.
We really need to get away from the inside joke that people don't understand.
And that has no real origin.
Yeah, let's really let's get past that. All right, so
I'm saving this idea for later, though.
So let's start from the beginning, okay?
All right.
So.
And let's kind of do double time with this, kind of just...
Yeah.
Because we got all the pieces.
We got about, 15 minutes left here, so let's...
Yeah,
okay,
so... We got all the pieces.
So we got... we're going to have some young character, actor from 20 years from now on the rise, okay? And there's going to be this moral conflict, seduced by the mob. Matt Damon is kind of a mentorish character, and then eventually what happens is there's this big schism. There's this battle going on between Chris Pratt's mob that's trying to kind of like attack Hugh Jackman's mob, and Shia LaBeouf and Robert Pattinson could be henchmen that work for honestly either side. I don't think it matters.
What if they're brothers and they work for the opposite sides?
Well, and then Daniel Craig is an undercover cop that's this super friendly, hilarious bartender that makes James Bond jokes all the time, and. Okay, so that's where all the pieces are, right? That's our movie?
Yep.
Okay.
We need to fit Hugh Jackman into the mix.
Well, Hugh Jackman...
That's the only guy we're missing.
No, well, he's like the main mob boss, and he's on the side that initially our main character is being kind of like courted for, but then eventually we find out that Matt Damon is like betraying Hugh Jackman, and there can maybe even be a scene where he like stabs him or something, or
can you stab him with Jackman, like 3 knives at once?
Ooh, wait, I've got one. Maybe like Matt Damon goes to like shoot him or something, and Hugh Jackman just takes out a knife and then Wolverine style just jabs him up in the gut like Wolverine does.
Yeah, but Andrew said he grabs it like maybe they're in a kitchen setting. He grabs the knife drawer and he actually happens to have 3 in his hand as he says he stabs
because it's like a quick grabbing thing, and he's like, too many knives. Oh well.
I guess. Oh, that was 3 then. What are the odds?
Perfect.
Pretty good.
So that could be and then
Matt Damon slumps over, stabbed in the gut,
and he bleeds orange juice.
I like the idea of. Maybe Beef and Sparkles could be in that kind
Apple
of
juice, damn it.
also aligned with Matt Damon's character.
Okay.
And like once Damon gets stabbed, and they're by that point they're over on Chris Pratt's side of things, and then he's like, and Hugh Jackman's like, all right, it's coming down to this, you got to pick a side to this new guy who's coming in, but then.
And Robert Pattinson could be like Team Pratt.
No. Or yes.
Like Team Jacob and Team.
I think that fad will have.
Andrew's saying no, but yes. I don't like it, but it has to happen. All right, yeah. And so I'm saying now we get into that kind of the plot. The second, what we're calling it, the second plots of the cops coming in,
right.
And all of a sudden, now that our protagonist is about to change sides, is about to pick a side, I should say, he has to. Then there's this new cop corkscrew put on things.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps Chris Pratt is going to be arrested, or is arrested, and is put on trial, and they're trying to use him to get to Hugh Jackman.
And the kid has to testify.
What if the lawyer is?
We're now in a courtroom
What if the
drama.
lawyer is like Ben Affleck?
This actually, no. This is actually absolutely a part of mobster movies. The part where they're on trial.
Yeah.
I was going to say we need another celebrity to play the judge in just a little cameo.
Can it be what's his name that played Scarecrow in Batman, so he can be the judge again?
Wait a minute. Who's the guy who played Judge Dredd?
No one's gonna remember. First of all, it was Stallone in the original.
Oh.
And then the new one, it's someone else.
Well, he could be like 1,000,000 years old now. And just do it again.
Know, I think Scarecrow would be really funny.
Oh, Adrian.
Stallone's dead, Andrew.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's 70 now.
Curse
He's
you,
100.
Messes.
You wanted to or I'm sorry, 90.
90.
He's 90, and he spent
works
most
out.
of his career boxing.
Was Stallone a boxer in real life?
I do not think that we want. What's his name? It's on here somewhere. Carl Urban. No, thank you.
Wasn't he in Jurassic
Samuel L.
Park?
Jackson, though, is immortal.
Oh, man.
And he's...
Hang on a second.
Robert Downey Jr., he was in that movie, The Judge. That'd be... There you go. There's your ironic...
Robert Duvall.
No, Robert Duvall's
there you go.
definitely dead by then.
Yeah, he won't make it to then.
No.
Yeah.
By the way, the guy I was thinking of is Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking the decrepit, aged, but still like a fine wine. Robert Downey Jr. as the judge.
That would be really funny, like really funny. And then he can he can point to Chris Pratt and be like, "I'm particularly disappointed in you."
Carl Urban was also Éomer in the Lord of the Rings series. He was in Chronicles of Riddick. He was in the Bourne Supremacy. Doom. He was in the Star Trek reboot, but he was not in Jurassic Park 3. So
several of those movies might as well not exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. All right.
But yeah, no, I think we've got a pretty good format here. We just need to kind of wrap it up. What's our ending? Is there going to be a big twist like The Departed?
What if they all? What if they
be...
all are on the the opposite sides?
Well, I think that movies like this, it's probably at the end. There's probably going to be some moment that's kind of reflective and has some kind of good message.
I just had an idea.
Let's hear it.
What if, the cops are pulling through here? I want either Beef or Sparkles to be a cop, an undercover cop.
Ooh.
And it's like, we've been brothers the entire time, and you never told me you were a cop.
I think
Wait.
it'd be funnier if it was Sparkles.
Wait, I've got a better idea. What if they're both undercover cops
Yes.
and they couldn't tell each other?
Yes,
Oh,
and they-
man.
and
Wait,
they
wait,
end
wait.
up-
What if we did
they
that
end
with
up, like,
everybody?
Oh, that's so funny. You'd be like,
Yeah,
you're
the-
under
the
arrest.
two of
What?
them-
Shut up. You're under arrest. What? You don't arrest me. I'm undercover. Like, they could go on this big thing. Oh, my God. That's great. That's amazing.
Mhm. Yep.
Wait, so everybody or
Like,
just them?
No.
Just
Ah,
those
okay,
two.
fine.
They're undercover the whole time.
Yeah, no, they've been undercover separately for different like wings.
And there could be like all these moments throughout the movie where they see Finn and they keep making little nods or little comments, and then at the end,
All three of them are friendly with Finn,
yeah.
but Finn knows they're both cops, but he doesn't tell each other because
No.
he's
He
just
assumes
kinda,
they know.
yeah,
That's great.
he runs them against each other. They have to like totally like shoot each other at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were a cop. No, I thought. He's like, here's my badge. Here's my badge.
Oh my God. Well, all right. Now, what's going to be the fate?
I'll be honest,
of
I don't fully
Chris
understand where
Pratt's
that leaves us.
Yep.
How about Chris Pratt, our reptile, the nasty, evil mob boss guy that we're not rooting for?
I think he makes it into jail, and he's okay there. Like, he knows some people on the inside. He's got a.
Sequel.
There's some velociraptors in the jail that he makes friends with.
Yeah, he joins a gang called the Raptors in
Wait,
prison.
what about
no,
Hugh Jackman?
wait, I've
You
got
think-
it.
you think-
I've got it. In prison,
Go ahead.
he encounters some girl with green skin and a raccoon and a tree and some guy with knives, and they break out of the prison by turning off the gravity.
See, how about I picture
Okay.
at the end Hugh Jackman ends up actually getting pardoned,
I've become
And then the
Seth
kid-
MacFarlane.
and at the end, like, he really earned like the kid's admiration. And kid goes up,
Mhm.
he's like, what are you gonna do? And Hugh Jackman is basically just like, go home. Like, you don't need all this. Like, you're young, you're smart. Like, and then that could be like our nice little message at the end.
Yeah, don't get involved with mob movies. Don't mob it out. If your life is messy, don't use a mob. Use a mob.
Oh my God!
Or
Just stop everything you're doing. Just all of it.
all right. Okay.
Uh,
I apologize.
it's okay. Well, I mean, okay. I think it was a little bit rocky getting there, but I'm all right with this movie.
Yeah.
We got a pretty
Wait,
good.
we should come up with the title
all
really
right.
quick.
All right, yeah. It is the moment that we have all been waiting for. It needs a name.
Hey, we've been practicing naming things all night,
Yeah.
so I think this is gonna be like
That's
that.
most of what we were doing.
Uh-huh.
All right.
w-
Let's see here.
And it's great because mob movies don't need any good title
Yeah,
at
they
all.
don't need
not
anything
really.
very descriptive.
Oh, look, there's a Godfather. Oh, look, they're good fellows, I guess. Not really.
At the end of the day, I guess it's important to just be The Departed. The end. Credits.
Hold on. I've got an idea. I'm trying to think here.
The Expendables, we're the ones that don't matter. Mob, shootouts.
We can call it,
Okay.
or like, we can call it like coming of age, like kind of a double entendre, because the kid obviously is coming of age, but then it's also like a tongue in cheek about how all the actors are old, washed up actors.
Let's just do that.
All right.
How much
Sounds
time do
pretty
we
good.
have left? Yeah, we've been recording for like almost an hour.
We got about 7 minutes
we
left
got
until
some time to
we
kill.
get
So hold
down.
on. Well, let's
Yeah,
think here.
okay.
I think we can do better.
All right.
Either coming of age.
Sounds good.
Coming of age isn't bad for a mob movie, but maybe let's do like a tagline for it.
All I can do, I discovered something. For taglines, I can only do 3 items. 3-item taglines for some reason is my go-to.
Not
then
every
let's-
movie.
all right, well-
Not every movie has a tagline. Even.
I know. Do they? I thought every movie
I don't
has a
think so.
tagline.
Nowadays they kind of mostly do.
What's the tagline for the Avengers?
The Avengers
Assembled.
assembled.
Yeah.
What's the tagline for the Avengers: Age of Ultron?
Age of Ultron?
Well
The
darn.
movie is The Avengers. The tag is Age of Ultron because they don't do like 2, 3, 4 anymore.
What about the tagline for the Wolverine?
Well, okay, that one doesn't have one.
Yeah.
You got us.
Oh darn.
Oh,
What's the
he
tagline?
played the game
What's the tagline
right.
for the Dark Knight?
In Gotham,
This time, Justice
no one-
has a bad attitude.
No one can hear you scream.
The Dark
Coming of
Knight,
age.
Batman versus Tiger Cop.
A Burt Macklin story. Oh my god, what if Daniel Craig's real name as a cop is Burt Macklin and it's not Chris Pratt?
that's the super irony.
Okay,
Joe.
that's good.
I think we did
Burt
it.
Macklin takes down Chris Pratt's character. Oh, yes.
Wait a second. Every movie has a tagline. The Wolverine, the hero, the fugitive, the warrior, the survivor, the legend. It's not a good tagline, but
Really?
it is one.
Yeah,
That
that's true. They kind of all
That
do.
is a terrible tagline.
Tagline for Dark Knight is "The night is darkest before the dawn," which is, I think that's a pretty good one. Although
Depends.
it's kind of
See, these aren't
kinda-
these aren't like on the poster, so I didn't know about them.
not every tagline's on the poster. I guess is what the conclusion that we've all come to.
Not every tagline is on the poster.
Coming
That's a
of
tagline.
age.
For script writing the movie.
Yeah. In fact, why don't we just do
Why
that?
does
And then we just don't put it on the
Why does
poster.
the Avengers IMDb page have like its own background to it?
Because it's so important. It's a revolution.
They wanted this movie to be the next like Star
It
Wars.
totally was, though.
It was more successful than any Star
it was-
Wars movie.
Like, well, all right, we're not getting into this. Well, let's wrap this up.
Yes. Yeah, sure. A New Age Begins is the one for Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Coming of age. I'm thinking like
A New Age Begins. Coming of age. A New
No.
Age Begins.
no, I'm thinking something about like choosing sides
Honest-
or like coming of age.
Two sides, three
You know, something
side-
about knowing who to trust, because in this, like, everyone's kind of a liar.
Crossroads.
Coming of age.
I like Crossroads.
No, see, that sounds more like a sequel name.
Double
or
Cross.
Yeah, Double
Double
Crossroads.
Crossroads.
I think that's pretty awesome.
You want to
but,
call
you know,
are you saying like that should be just the name of the
the
Yeah.
name of the movie?
Crossroads?
Double Crossroads.
Double.
So it's like a
Double-
double pun.
Oh, we're gonna make it like a pun.
It's a pun manteau.
What? Well, the Expendables is a pun because
Wait,
they're not
how about-
expendable. They're all very
How
important.
about we just call it Double Crossers?
Double
I
Crossers.
think that's just a better title.
All right. I guess the double pun's too ambitious.
I think it works out pretty
Double-
well. Double Crossers.
Double Crossers.
Yeah.
And we can even put like the tag could be like coming of age or something.
No, that's not a tagline.
The first thing that came to mind was 8 men, and then comma. 8 men.
I think that works for this, though, even
Uh,
though it's just a shameless ripoff of our 80s movie.
Of every one that we've done so far, I think, besides the
Yeah.
first one,
Well, we didn't.
because we had.
I mean, well, I didn't think that we wanted to keep the tag for Daytona Wild
Hmm.
because it was just a little bit silly.
What was it,
We
like
don't-
2
they're
tons of
alright.
fun or something?
I think we're just fine with Double Cross.
Double Crossers is
Double-
good.
Double Crosser.
Double crossers.
That's good.
Double Crossers.
Double
Crossers.
All right. Starring. All right. Let's really fast just come up with a name for these 3 that we didn't get. Matt Damon. You know how you're talking about he was eating fruit every scene.
Uh-huh.
An ironic nickname for him could be Scurvy.
Okay.
Scurvy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's call him
Scurvy.
like Scurvy Dan or something.
Scurvy
Scurvy
Dan.
I'm Scurvy
Scurvy
Dan.
Dan.
I'm Scurvy Dan.
And Chris Pratt will be Pinhead Larry.
No, I don't. No.
Wait, no, I thought Chris Pratt was
Scurvy
Reptile
Dan's
or
good,
something.
but yeah. Do
We're talking about like Raptors, Raptor Claw.
you want to call it? I mean, I think Raptor or Reptile. I think are both
Let's go with
good,
Reptile.
Good sinister mobster names. So
Reptile.
Reptile. All right, now Hugh Jackman needs to be some really like strong sounding like mob boss name, and
Kano.
possibly.
Old Wolf.
Oh my God! Yes. Very good. Well done.
Thank
we
you.
could have put Liam Neeson in this.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
I would, but he's kind of like pushing it now in terms of age.
He's already in the term of his career where he's starting to make fun of himself.
Yeah, have
he
you
would be in
seen
the
any-
Expendables
have
like
you
yeah,
now.
like
Have you seen the sequels to Taken? They're all just that. They're all just making fun of the first Taken.
He's like, I'm too old for this. Taken 2.
Taken 5. Oh, I'm too old for this.
Taken 5. They took my lizard. I gotta go to Soviet Russia.
Taken 7 is just about how his grandkids are visiting him, and they left, but he forgets that they left and thinks that they were kidnapped.
It turns into a comedy.
They do this weird direct to DVD sequel, Taking Selfies, which is it's him and his grandkids on a vacation, and things go horribly wrong in like the comedy sense.
Oh man,
slips on a souffle. Okay, well. We have cast our movie.
All right, ready for this?
Yes.
Coming this July of 2035, a thrilling mobster movie with a little bit of comedy, starring, nameless young actor of the future that we don't know as. Oh, should we name him?
Nah.
Little Tom.
Nah, he doesn't need a name.
Tom Holland.
Right, Hugh Jackman as
future.
Old Wolf. Daniel Craig as Finn the bartender, Matt Damon as Scurvy Dan, Shia LaBeouf as Beef, and his brother Robert Pattinson Sparkles, and Chris Pratt, our antagonist, as the slimy, sinister anti-mob boss Reptile.
Yeah, that came out really awesome.
Yeah, I think
it's not a good trailer
it
script.
It could be pretty funny.
But it's a good description.
Not a good trailer.
No, if I saw
script,
that trailer,
but...
I'd be like, "This is explaining way too much."
Hey, look,
I've got to
when I
fight
have
giant
time
mantises.
when I have time to sit and actually come up with these things, like on the webpage when I'm writing our...
Yeah, why don't you post that on the webpage, your final write-up of what the...
I absolutely will, but... and
awesome.
Speaking of the webpage, this is exciting because this is going to be our first episode that we can actually run through our contact information.
Yes, we can.
Would you like me to, or do you want to, Adam?
I think I got a handle on it.
Well, it's all you.
So, okay. Thank you for listening to GenreBot, the group writing machine. You can find our website at tinyurl.com/genrebot. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, GenreBots. I should probably separate those. GenreBots on Facebook, GenreBot Podcast on Twitter. Coming soon to iTunes, maybe Stitcher, maybe Spreaker. Other podcast-hosted websites that you do not know about, but we'll be everywhere where you can hear us. Email us at podcast.genrebot@gmail.com. Once again, that's podcast.genrebot@gmail.com. Thank you, Andrew and Victor, for joining me on this wonderful episode. Next topic is it
You're
me?
welcome, Adam and
for the next
Victor,
one?
for joining you on this wonderful episode. Next topic,
Hold on, wait,
it is Adam.
It's Adam's turn. All right, Adam, what is our next topic, sir?
Our next topic will be fiction, like adaptation, I guess.
So young adult.
Young adults. You've seen the Twilight, kind of this kind.
The Twilight, the Hunger Games, the Divergent.
Yeah, so young adult fiction adaptation. Now,
The
hold on,
Harry
I
Potter-
have a couple questions.
The later
for
Harry
myself
Potter
and-
movies.
Sure,
for
go for
myself
it.
and for our listeners. Is this going to be based on a current young adult book that is not yet made into a film, or are we going to be making that part up?
We're making it up. The way I see it is that imagine we're like a really poor movie producing company, and we don't have any rights to any books ever. However, we do have we've watched the trends of like this kind of Hunger Games, Twilight, later Harry Potter.
So they're
films
mostly
and-
dystopian and mostly involve some sort of like
Okay, I want to
selection
nail down
system.
the
Sort of
I want to nail down the genre this
Messiah
time.
character has to be female.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Andrew, like kind of post-apocalyptic,
Okay. So Hunger Games, Divergent,
Dystopia.
separate
style.
society.
Some sort of totalitarianism.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm with you. Okay. Good. All right. I can work with that.
We'll design the system next time, and everyone will come in with their own character. We'll put them all together.
Back to our original format.
Back to the original format. I think it was a fun departure.
Oh,
We had
absolutely.
some
It was a fun Departed.
departed
Oh.
departure. Oh. And on that note,
That was
I guess-
a terrible note.
all right.
Ow. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Goodbye, no one.
You've been listening to GenreBot, the group writing machine. Music was The Godfather Waltz off the soundtrack from The Godfather Part 2 by Nino Rota and Carmen Coppola under the label ABC, released 1974, length 38 minutes, 28 seconds. Go look it up. And the
other music was the Time Guys theme by Nicholas Emmerd of the Icily Polite. Don't look up the Time Guys, you will not have a fun time.
I've got Victor in my ear. You can't hear him right now. Victor, go ahead and say something nice to the people. Whoa, hey, Victor, don't get too nice now. That's a little weird.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!